I thought my business is to just reveal what is there, not to make up my own philosophy about it. Because only if you fear the death you will live. What is feminine? What is masculine? Right now, being male and female is only a question of body parts. Masculine and feminine means a subtler dimension of the same thing beyond physical manifestations. But what is masculine, what is feminine manifests itself in many other forms. So what is Devi is a certain dimension of feminine. Always the Devi temples had a more vibrant and powerful, hitting in the face kind of energy compared to Shiva temples, which are more subtle and balanced. When life is happening in a torrent, it's fantastic. If you are the kind who enjoys the fantastic, because that's where life is. So she is of a certain kind. So how do you connect with her? You don't have to try to empty yourself. If you connect with her, she will empty you. You don't worry about how to empty myself. Yantra is only a window. The real source is here. The difference between a devotee and a deceitful person is just this.
Next question is from Spurti. Namaskaram Sadhguru. You have said once you empty yourself, then Devi has no choice but to be with you. And if Devi is with you, I also do not have a choice. How do I empty myself and imbibe Devi's grace? Will Devi Yantra help me empty myself? Can I do some sadhana for this?
Once Shankaran Pillai went house hunting. He needed accommodation. After much search, he didn't find any. Then somebody said, there's one nice house there, it's empty, but people say it's Bhoot Bangla. That means it's a haunted house. But Shankaran Pillai was so desperate to find accommodation. So he went and knocked on this door. The door opened and two guys came out. He asked, Shankaran Pillai asked, somebody told me this house is available. It is empty. Is that so? Is it available for rent? They looked at each other and said, we don't know. You should ask the neighbors because we died 50 years ago. So, this presence and absence is a very mistaken thing by a lot of people. Whatever I say will be misunderstood, so I'm just saying. Because I can't give… I know this is a serious question, I can't give a wacky answer. Sadhguru, why are you like this? Generally, when we see… if somebody is asking me this question, when we see you with people, you're wonderful, you're compassionate. The moment you come and sit here, you become so brutal, cutting everything into pieces. Kala Bhairava company, you know. Well, once happened, Shankaran Pillai opened a tea shop. Tea shop, you know. Today in India, tea shops are very highly regarded for a variety of reasons. So he got into the tea business, hoping that someday his children will find a future. So somebody came, drank the tea and said, "Why is this tea so bad and it's cold? It's not even hot." At least if it was hot, we couldn't feel the taste. Taste is bad and it's cold. Shankaran Pillai said, the tea comes all the way from Darjeeling. It's a cold place, what can I do, huh? So I'm telling you, what can I do? I thought my business is to just reveal what is there, not to make up my own philosophy about it. I could also weave a nice philosophy. See, Kala Bhairav, Shiva could have made himself into a very nice, gentle man, like an angel looking at you when you're dying. Come. Why? Because only if you fear the death you will live. Yes. If everybody genuinely believed that when you die, angels are welcoming you, there is a party on the other side, and in heaven all the fantastic things, it would be very hard to keep people alive. See, so many people who believe in heaven, they're just blowing themselves up because they really believe there is another place where things are better. So, this culture is a very wise culture. When we say death, you don't want to go there. That means you want to live. It's very important. But Sadhguru, maybe you forgot I asked about Devi, that's what I'm talking about. She is also like this only. I was about to say something which is a little insensitive. If you were the only ladies I was dealing with, I would have said it. But I can't say it now, okay. So, what is Devi? See, what is feminine? What is masculine? Is just a certain aspect of life, certain manifestation of life. It's not life itself. Life itself is a torrent of energy. It has no masculine, it has no feminine. Manifestations have happened, feminine and masculine. So, our fundamental idea of masculine and feminine is male and female. Because in the human species there is male and female, this whole masculine, feminine, the idea of masculine and feminine is trying to understand a male and a female beyond body parts. Right now, being male and female is only a question of body parts. Masculine and feminine means a subtler dimension of the same thing beyond physical manifestations. So we're talking about the feminine. So if you distill the feminine out of the female, a female is a certain type of body, A male is a certain type of body. If you take the masculine out of the out of a male body, that is masculine in its purity. If you take the feminine out of the female body, that is feminine in a certain purity without the foundations of physicality. Why is this important? It is important because physical manifestations have instigated a certain level of compulsiveness, a certain level of entanglement in the whole process. So to be able to enjoy that dimension without entanglement, to be able to enjoy that dimension without actually, without physical consequences to it. But what is masculine, what is feminine manifests itself in many other forms. Man is not always the same, nor a woman is not always the same. At different times, different zones, different ways, this masculine and feminine functions differently. So what is Devi is a certain dimension of feminine. I don't know where this story… what is the origin of this story, because there is no enough… there is no enough ecosystem to come up with a story like that in that culture. When people talked about out of a man's rib a woman came, well, this is not to be looked at in terms of in terms of male domination and insignificance of female existence. That is a social thing. Leaving that, this always intrigued me, but I don't see any other ecosystem supporting that, because pulling out the feminine out of one's body and manifesting it has been very much a part of this culture. Always the Devi temples had a more vibrant and powerful, hitting in the face kind of energy compared to Shiva temples, which are more subtle and balanced, simply because it is largely, if it is even done with use of sounds or mantras and rituals and processes, still it is of a certain kind. But essentially it is something that you pull out of your system and put it there in a certain way. So when we manifested the Bhairavi, we chose Bhairavi little so that people don't fall in love with her. If she was… they would fall in love with her. So I made her like this, but in spite of that, people are falling in love with her. Though I made her look like anything other than a female. Nowhere related to a female form in any sense, but still feel people are immensely falling in love with her because the sheer energy. If you close your eyes and sit, she is a fantastic woman. Fantastic woman does not mean nice. You must know this. Not always nice, but fantastic. So you must always know this, fantastic is not always nice. It's just when life is happening in a torrent, it's fantastic. Is it always nice? No, you may get washed away. If you have ever seen a flash flood, I just escaped one by a few seconds once, otherwise I would have been washed away in that flash flood. Wow, when it flew, when it came, its force, its fury, the kind of energy it carried, it just lasted only maybe 6 to 8 minutes. But that image will never ever go away from your mind because the power of it is such, it's fantastic. A tsunami is fantastic, but it's not nice. A volcano is fantastic, but not nice. Not nice to you, unless you're far away. So, I said, she is fantastic. I didn't say she is nice. If you are the kind who enjoys the fantastic, because that's where life is. That's where life is. You become nice because you've been tamed. Does it mean to say you have to be ugly in your behavior? No. Fantastic has a beauty which nobody can ignore. Nice is only a convenience for you. For your present temperament, it's a convenience. But if everything around you was nice, you will want to leave that damn place and go, because you can't stand it. Nice will kill you. Fantastic keeps you alive because it is the nature of life. The very life is like this, it's fantastic, it's not necessarily nice. If you are riding it, if you are riding the tsunami wave, fantastic. If you're beneath it, not nice at all. So she is of a certain kind. She's my kind of a woman. Powerful, crazy, deeply compassionate. But neither you can entangle her, nor will she entangle you. That was very important for me. That is why she's made the way she's made. She is not in any way entangling, just powerful, fantastic. So, for you to feel the presence, what is that? You want to do? You want to do the process, is that what?
How do I empty myself and invite Devi's
okay,
grace?
okay.
Can I do some sadhana for this?
No, when you when you meet such a woman, she will empty you. These days, at least in United States, I'm sorry, I don't mean any insult. In United States, particularly in California, people keep talking about it. He got married twice and he's bankrupt now. So, she got married thrice and she's a millionaire now. So, we are not talking about emptying in terms of pockets or house or something. She will empty you. So how do you connect with her? You don't have to try to empty yourself. If you just connect with her, we created her because you did not connect with me. If you connect with me, I would have done the job myself. But you didn't, so one more entity for you. If you connect with her, she will empty you. You don't worry about how to empty myself. But you must connect. What is connecting? Whenever you're little shitty, I mean fearful, Bhairavi Devi, Bhairavi Devi. No, that's not the way to handle this. This is… if you really want to be with that, you must make it a part of your breath, on and on and on and on. Not necessarily by saying the mantra, simply because I think this is coming from people who have the yantras at home. Well, she's exuding a certain level of energy. Well, there are fools who've taken the yantra and they think their neighbor's yantra is better than theirs. Yantra is only a window, the real source is here. So, if you think your neighbor's window shows better scenery than yours, no, you need to clear your eyes. Too much goo out there in the morning, you see, not able to see anything, not because the sun is not bright, simply because your eyes need some cleaning. So you clean yourself up a little bit. Cleaning yourself up means just this. Well, this empty and being full of yourself, you know what it means, being full of yourself? You're too full of yourself, tone it down. That's what we've been talking about all this time. Tone down your nonsense a little bit. You're bull, tone it down. When you need two bulls to do a certain type of work, you know, the climb is too steep, you need two bulls. Put two bulls. When you don't need, there should be only one bull. When the sun is on, harsh, there'll be a stark shadow out there. In the night, if you're walking where there are no lights, if you have a shadow, there's something wrong with you, isn't it? So at least when you're alone, you shouldn't be too full of yourself. When we are with the world around you, maybe you have to put on an act. At least when you're alone, there should be no act. You must be just yourself. Yourself does not mean your personality. Yourself means life. It has no flavor, it has no attitude, it's simply there. So one simple thing you do is, just see, test yourself today itself and see. Simply sit, eyes open, simply, still, unmoving. See if you can bring everything to a certain stillness. No need to stare at something, no need to concentrate, no need to take away your thoughts, no need to think about this and that, nothing. Simply sit still, just like that. You will see how much nonsense you're making up all your life. So there is nothing to empty, it's just fluff. If you are doing the process with the Devi Yantra, well, she'll burn through the fluff effortlessly. If you need a sound going with you, chant the mantra, stuti or something, not when you think you need. You must do it when you don't need. That's what is most important. The difference between a devotee and a deceitful person is just this. A devotee is focused towards one thing, irrespective of what the situation is. Deceptive person only looks at it that way when he needs it. Well, that is an abuse of a relationship, isn't it? Hello? It's an abuse of a relationship. You look towards somebody only when you need them. Otherwise, you ignore them. Now, that is a very abusive relationship. You better not abuse her. That's not the kind of woman who takes abuse, okay? So, please just bring this into yourself. Sit still simply in front of the yantra or anywhere you want. It's not only there, anywhere. Yantra is just a window. If you pay enough attention, there is a torrent of energy. You don't… This is happening with some of you, that you think you there and Devi, this must happen, my child should get healthy, he must get first class, I must get a job, my husband must get promotion, and… If you think somebody is bigger than you should just shut up and not say a thing, isn't it? At least that much you must have, that much sense. When you see there is a presence which is bigger than you, should you not just shut up and listen? No, you have to advise them all the things, because priests and pandits have taught these things to you, that you must influence God every day. I think he is really enjoying the lockdown more than anybody else. No church, no mosque, no temple. I think he is really enjoying the break. This happened. A priest was working in a local village. One day he decided he will quit this village and go and find some greener pastures somewhere else. So he announced in the village, "I'm leaving." People asked, "Why? Why are you leaving? What's the problem?" He said, "See, you don't love me because you're not even taking care of my upkeep. I'm neglected, I don't have enough to live. You don't love each other because none of you have gotten married in the last 2 years. So no weddings to conduct, where is the money? And even God does not love you because in the last 1.5 years, not a single person has died in this place, he did not even call anybody. So no funerals. How do I live here? I'm going." So, little love in your heart, rest will happen. You don't say, "I love, how do I empty my heart?" There's no such thing. How do I empty my heart and make space for you? No such thing. If you have enough love in your heart, love means just this, that we tweaked up life process, little more intense, that's all. Because now the emotional bull is in sync, it's a pleasant tweak up. But the same love affair, suppose the person that you love gets sick, it becomes an unpleasant tweak up. You will suffer more, much more than you would have if you were alone. But it's okay. The important thing is life is tweaked up. Pleasant or unpleasant, doesn't matter. It is tweaked up, it's happening intensely. Whether it is a comedy or a tragedy, it's happening intensely. That's what you enjoy, whether it's a drama or your life, isn't it? So, with her around, there is no sedate life, it's intense.